individuals, respect them as people, and not just as a servant. There is some physical revulsion, I think, that the skin is dark. And I guess it's just something that we are so familiar with, it's just impossible, really, to overcome it.
Now, last but not least, we want to get into the perspective of Black Americans during this time frame and how they felt about the situation versus what the white supremacists felt about the situation in which these people were forced to live and how they were used and abused by others in this country to create wealth for one segment of the society, while the other section of the society, which is mainly Black people, didn't have that opportunity. And this is what gets me about people who want to talk about reparations. And I'll get into that a little later when I talk about this in the Asian American video. But right now, take a peek at what this brother has to say.
Well, the white man fears this, that if the Negro get equal education, then he will be out of his reach to do the job that he heretofore have done for him, and he figured that he was going to have to pay the Negro equal salary that he would have to pay the other boy, which actually is not the skin of the Negro that the white man dreads. It's the Negro is going to demand the dollar that the white man demands.
One of the things that you might not understand about what you just saw is the fact that what that man did just then to explain to us and others what the real situation was like on the ground took a lot of courage back then. It took a lot of courage, because you best believe there were people in his society in the South who did not like what he had to say. And it was so easy for them to get retribution against a person in his standing back then, where he would have no recourse. He couldn't go to the courts and sue. He couldn't do anything like that. We weren't allowed to. So for this man to stand up like that, I'm really proud of you, bro. Now, the reason I wanted everybody to see this is because we have a thing in this country where everybody says it's a post-racial society. No, it's not. When you listen at what he was saying in the initial brief, he said this is something that we teach our children and our children's children. Yes. And this was shot during a time when I was 7 years old. So if I'm 7 years old at this time, when they're shooting this video, those people's children and grandchildren are people who are in charge of stuff today. They just know that they can't be as loud with it as their grandparents and parents were, but they can still use those principles to keep people down. And that's what they do. So, hey, 10 toes down, lean into the wind.